Hey yo, hey yo, hey yo, hey yo, hey! It's your girl, Dr. Diane, Lady Di. And listen, y'all been asked the question how I feel about the DEI boycott and all kind of stuff. Listen, y'all been asking, so here I am. I gotta talk about it, talk about it, talk about it. Y'all ready? Let's go! This your girl, Lady Di. And I got to tell you, since you're asking, right? Since so many of you are asking, can we talk? Can we talk? Can we talk? Listen, wow. Listen, I got to make this disclaimer. I got to say this off the break. Before we go any further. It's your girl, Dr. Diane, Lady Di, and I got to make this disclaimer. Listen. I, Lady Di, Dr. Diane, okay. I fully support DEI. That's diversity, equity, inclusion. I do. I fully support. I believe everybody that walks this life has opportunity, right? I fully support Black business. Okay. Listen, I do. I declare. My husband always saying, you supporting Black business again? I do. However, if you're going to put a name on it, I guess that's what you say. However, I know, and I'm telling you, I love Jamal Bryan, Dr. Jamal Bryan, Reverend Dr. Jamal Bryan, whatever you want to call him. I love him. I really do. He's one of my faves as far as preaching. He really is. However, and I know he's doing a boycott. Now, y'all ask the question. You real talking with your girl, Lady Di, and I'm going to drop it. It's my opinion. You can take it or leave it. That's what I always say. That's what I do, right? He's saying that Black Friday protest or boycott. He's saying to boycott. He's really heavy on Target, right? Target, Amazon, Walmart, just to name a few, Home Depot. He's just to name a few. Those ones I've actually heard come out of his mouth. I don't know, there may be others, but those ones that I actually heard on his podcast. Now, I disagree. Can I just say, I disagree. And the reason I disagree is because of this, right? Again, I believe that everybody has opportunity to be what you want to be, how you want to be, right? You have your opinions or whatever, okay? This is mine, okay? Now, if you're going to boycott and protest, right, those particular companies, you got to think of the people that work in those companies, for those companies, right? You got to look at the neighborhoods, right? And this thing, we'll just use Walmart, and I'm so familiar with Walmart because I was a department manager for Walmart for like 6 years, I think it was, years ago, and I helped set up one in Virginia. And this is the thing, as a department manager, I know how it works. I know the inside, outside of retail. And one thing about it is being a department manager, you actually get to talk to the buyers, okay? And most of you don't know that when I worked for Walmart. Now, Walmart, as an employee, you're able to invest, you make good money, right? Matter of fact, they were one of the first stores that made it where you could get all this, big money. They went beyond the regular pay scale, right? But I say all that to say this. One thing about that particular store, I brought in 32 feet of merchandise, if you will, Black product, if you will, right? Non-ethnic, they call it non-ethnic, ethnic product, right? And I say all that to say, they have it in the stores, right? But even beyond that, I know the ins and outs, but I do know this right here. They're about that P&L, profit and loss, right? When if the company's not making money, they laying off people, okay? And I look at it as, and not just Walmart, this all kind of stores. If the people, if we, the consumer, if we're not buying the product, then they're laying off the people, right? And to me, that's just like burning, when they have people mad protests and they burn up, their stores and their neighborhood. You understand me? Flow with me. You real talking with your girl, Lady Di. And once you burn up your Walmart, your Target, your Amazon, your Home Depot, and all these other stores, low-end stores, if you walk with me. I'm going to be on here a few minutes. Walk with me. If you burn up those stores, if people do not purchase from those stores, then where are you going to buy? Where are you going? Where are you going? It's the same type thing. Now, and then the people that work in these stores, right? They got to eat. That's just like, if they lose their job and they got to eat, that's just like taking their SNAP, taking their food stamps, right? Taking their food, right? My point is, there are ways. Do I have the full answer? No, I don't have the answer. However, I do know the solution or the solve and the resolve. It's not, you don't want it to come down to people losing their jobs, right? Again, I fully support diversity, equity, inclusion. I surely do, right? I got that all in my family. Come on now. And I'm counting the black, say it loud. I'm black and I'm proud. You see this chocolate, right? But what I'm saying is, we're not protesting, or they're not trying to protest the high-end stores, Neiman Marcus, Louis Vuitton, Tiffany's, those stores, especially Tiffany's, do you not know before they'll even allow you in the store, they got to look at your account to make sure you got at least 5,000 to even walk in the store. Boom, right? And I say all that to say, and I hate to say it like this, but most of these people are talking about the very few, they don't even shop in these stores. What has Jamal got on his body to come to Walmart? You go to his refrigerator. Come on. We have to be, if you want to make a difference, right? Why not go into politics? Run for office and see if you can do it, not just, by, and I know you have influence on other people, and I do too. Okay, good. We're fine. But we need to be able to come to where it does not affect other people. Again, if I'm not supporting Walmart, Home Depot, these low-end stores, and I'm going to tell you cannot, one of the responsibilities that I had at Walmart, my prices had to be the cheapest. I had the beauty supplies, right? HBA, health and beauty. That was my department, right? If my products, part of my job to keep my job is I had to go for the lowest, the lowest prices of any store that sells my product, right? So you're going to get your money's worth, right? Why would you pay $10 for something you can get for $5? Okay. When I say all that, again, Home Depot, all these people that work in these stores, they need their jobs. And if we don't support these stores, right? If you got a problem with Target or whatever, you talk to the people, but you can't make it because you do have a heavy influence. I got it. I get it. I got it. There got to be another way. Do I have the answer? No, I don't have the answer. But I do know this. One thing I do know is if these stores do not make the money, right, to support, they have bills and utilities and product and stuff you have to purchase and do. Then guess what? They're going to lay off employees. People will be out of jobs. Then they won't be able to support their families. Is that really, are you really helping? Are you helping or are you hurting? By Amazon, that's third party. There's not a store called Amazon. You do realize that, right? They go through third parties, right? And if you make it, you get that again. You're going to have these layoffs on Amazon, and some of those are black businesses. If you can get your product, you can get Amazon, and it's not about black or white. That's where I really want to come. It's not about being black, white. It's not about none of that. It's not about, I don't care what you are. You say that, it's about humans trying to make it in this world. You got to pay your bills. You got to feed your family. You got to live. Like I said, we're not talking about these, these low end, these high end stores. We're talking about basic stores for our basic needs. How about that? Basic stores for our basic needs. You don't need to have these, expensive stuff from these high end stores, right? And they're going to be in business. Why? Because they make a fortune. But these low-end stores, if you, again, to me, that's my dog, again, like I said, I'm going to say, you real talking with your girl, Lady Di. Am I boycotting? Absolutely not. Am I protesting? Absolutely not. Not that it's wrong, not that it's right, that for people who do, but I'm telling you, please, search your heart for real, for real. If in all these, like I said, and not only if these businesses go out of business, guess what? The jobs that you work on, because they be like, okay, because people not gonna be able to afford it. They're not gonna be able, you're not gonna be able to pay for your stuff either. The only reason I'm not going out the reason I'm not going out shopping today is because I'm tired from doing all that cooking, right? For Thanksgiving. But again, if you listen, please search your heart before you destroy what's already built. Because for me, I thank God for the Home Depots and the Walmarts and the Targets and the Food Lines and the Giants. I thank God for those stores, because guess what? And nobody trying to spend a bunch of money and stuff and food and clothing. Because again, not that I don't shop in the other one. Don't get it twisted. Y'all know who I am. Real talk with Lady Di. Not that I do not shop in those high-end stores. I do. However, I can give or take those. I can go get me a Walmart purse that look good as a Louis Vuitton. You better know that. It just don't have the brown and letters. And not that I'm talking down against them. I'm just saying, we cannot let our low-end stores go out of businesses because of, again, I don't have a problem with the people in Target. And again, they have, whatever it is. It may not have what you want. But guess what? You're not going to get it better. I'm talking about for your money, good quality. And please, for heaven's sakes, y'all, I know I do. I'm already complaining when I go to these stores, they don't have no people in the registers. You know why they ain't got no people in the registers? Because y'all not shopping. And if you don't shop, they don't keep people. You see, computers are trying to take over everything. Don't be that one. Don't be that one. I'm just saying, search your heart before you start protesting and boycotting. Remember, it's not just you, right? You're talking about the livelihood of other people, okay? I'm telling you, you are talking about not just you, Again, to me, it's like burning up your own stuff in your own neighborhood. You want to talk about, diversity. You want to talk about equity. You talk about inclusion. These people are your neighbors. Black, white, Spanish, gay, straight, whatever, however. These are your neighbors. Protect them. The people that work in these stores are your neighbors. They're your family. They're your friends. They're whoever, whatever. People got to live. Like I said, you're not talking about high-end stores, right? You're talking about low-end stores that people have to have. Like I said, I'm not straying about, I'm not saying don't go to our black businesses, because they are black businesses. They're, you got black people that's working in these stores. That's their business to eat. You're real talking with your girl, Lady Di. And people are asking me, don't trip with me. Don't play. Listen, this is my opinion. I'm just saying what it is. Do I support DEI? I absolutely do. Do I support, black businesses? I absolutely do. I support black, white, whatever, however. I support, however, I want us all to be in this thing together. Think about your neighbors. Think about your friends. Think about your family. We all deserve, no matter who you are, what you are, we all deserve to be heard. We all have our opinions. But listen, we got to think. I declare. So when you see me in these stores, don't trip with me. I already told you. I done told the world. I'm on my podcast. I'm listen. I done told you. I support all means all people. Okay? God bless all of y'all. And I pray that y'all will have a prosperous life. Let's all listen. We're in this thing together. I can say, I don't know the right answer. I don't know the wrong answer. I don't know if it's wrong or right. I don't know. But I do know that we should love. We should love. We support all people, everybody, lottie dottie, everybody. Let's support us all. Okay, how about that? You've been real talking with your girl, Dr. Diane, Lady Di, and I love you. See you when I see you.